some of this is going to be about how you put it together and how you execute it rather than just the step itself. So the first thing you always want to start off with is going to be optimizing the target page, your on-site page. So your client's page, you want to go in and you want to optimize it. So the optimal is going to be between 1,500 and 30,000 words, 10 images, one title, one page title, 5 to 10 subheadlines, one table of contents, 5 internal links, two high quality external links, one bullet list. Ideally, you want to have SSL, which has been told, Google's told us that that's a higher ranking factor, and you want to have fast server and an original theme. So that's a lot of stuff, but some places you'll be able to skimp out on a bit, so it won't be absolutely as critical. For instance, if you have a page and you don't have 1,500 words, you can still rank it. It still ranks super well, but that's the optimal. So if you're really trying to do an information site and you're like, okay, I need to get absolutely every single last advantage, that will be one of those things that you want. So as we go through all of this, there's always going to be, this is the optimal for the hardest keywords to rank for, but if you sometimes I understand it's not going to be perfect. So the other thing is for on page is the text has to be natural. So you can't just write keyword stuff. The text must be original, so it can't be found anywhere else. The pictures have to be original, and you want to name the pictures in a specific way. So you want to have the file name represent some keywords and some modifiers. And also, you want to have titles of pages. So you want to have the title include the keyword. That's very important. The H1 can contain the keyword, but these days it's not as important. The H2 can contain the keyword, but once again, it's not as important. It's really the title that's critical. And external links have to be high quality. So if you're linking to something, if you're linking to like a ClickBank page, it's going to lower your score. But if you're linking to something like Wikipedia or an institute on this whatever you're talking about, that's going to raise your score. So depending on where you're linking to, that's going to affect how well your page does. And last but certainly not least, the page or the theme has to be modified. It has to be original. So if you're using the same default WordPress theme, I mean, you can still rank, but you won't rank as well as someone that's gone in and heavily modified the theme, so Google doesn't find this theme, the same dimensions elsewhere. Optional, obviously, the YouTube indent. So that's really like a run through of the on page. And of course, I have my whole other course on page, but this is really going to be what you need to do for like your bullet point checklist for on page for your clients. Okay, so if you want examples on more visual, you can check out 2 examples. I have links to examples here. One is doing it really well, where we have the whole table of content, we have the tons of content and everything, and you have another example on the right where they use pictures really well. So make sure to check out those 2 examples for your link building, just to make sure, for your on page, just to make sure you're doing everything right. Okay, so that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be creating a Facebook fan page, and we'll be using this a bit later on. We'll be using this throughout the whole thing. So the first thing you want to do for every project is create one dedicated page per site. So here we cover from Google penalty, and really the important things you need to know is the keyword and title, upload one image, write a relevant about post, write one relevant post, and put a link in the about. So you're going to have, it's really the basic stuff that you need to do for this Facebook fan page. Next thing, you want to have a Facebook post. So inside the post, I basically use a post as an article. So instead, back in the day we used to post things to these articles, and now we're posting things to Facebook, right? So take the same idea and post it to Facebook, and you want it to have minimum 300 words and link back. And what's really important is around your link, you want to have the 5 words before and after link. You want them to be related to the keyword, because Google looks at those and figures out if they're related to keywords and what they should give as what they should use as anchor text. So in this example, it says Google penalties link information regarding Google Panda. So Google will pick up the Google penalties and they'll associate it to the link, and they will pick up information regarding Google Panda and associate that with the link. That's how they work with Twitter. That's what their algorithms trained to recognize, is the context more than just the actual link. So that's kind of how you want to do it. Once you have that, you need to find a Facebook post URL. You're going to be using that in the future as well. We're going to be building links to the posts. So the posts convey is going to be find a Facebook post. So the way you do that, really simple, is you just click on embed, and on embed you're going to have a lot of code, right? You're going to have a lot of block of text and all that. There's tons of stuff, but it's in there. You're going to have a URL, and it should be pretty evident. And the URL inside the embed post, you're going to be able to find. And mine, like for this one, was like facebook.com/recover from Google penalties/post/ a giant number. So you want to save this URL to a spreadsheet. So you want to start a spreadsheet for all the links and everything we're going to be doing. Try to get a local spreadsheet. Don't use Google Docs because Google might be able to take a look at those. You don't want that happening. So start your own spreadsheet and note all the URLs that you're building to your customer or your own target set. So save this one for later. Save this URL, and then we move on to the next part. Really simple. Create a Twitter account. So if you don't have a Twitter account already, create one and include the main link available in the website section, and then write a bit in the about section. So you want to have a bit of related words and related content, and here you just basically create a Twitter account. That's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Takes a few minutes to do, and I try to make them look natural so they don't get banned. And that, once you've done that, move on to the next step. Next step is going to be obviously a Twitter post. And you want to have a tweet about you, and once again, the 5 words before and after the link are the ones that need to be related. So here I have another post, and it's going to be great resource for recovering from Google penalties, and I got a URL there like panda and penguin. And the reason I did it like that is because I want to have the words before and after URL be related. Once again, save the URL to the spreadsheet. So as you can see, we're building a whole list of words to the links to the spreadsheet, because we're going to be building links, and we're using these as tier 1 and building tons of links to those so they pass on the juice. Alright, cool. Step number 6, the Google Plus page. So obviously, as you probably saw it coming, you want to create a Google Plus page. So create brand and then click on other. And you want to use the name using keywords. So you can use a keyword for your page, name it something that's related to the keyword, fill in the information, and then that's you kind of like you're almost there. You put a link inside as well, and then you want to write a Google Plus post. So same concept. You just write a relevant post, and obviously all of these need to be original. You can't just be copy pasting stuff from all the social networks. Just think of this as like articles that you're posting. Except, like, once again, instead of posting articles to like eZine, we're posting articles to our social networks. So you want to write a relevant post and include a link inside with 5 words before and after being relevant. Save this URL as well. And now you're going to need to go and figure out what the URL is for that specific post. My example here is plus.google.com. It's like a long ass number. And you have to find the specific post. I think you can go share, and then you'll be able to find exactly the post for that URL. So not only do you want the URL for the whole page, but you also want the URL for the individual post. Okay, same thing for Pinterest. Create a Pinterest account. Pinterest is actually really good for backlinks, and it's great. So create an account, include the domain if possible as well. So you see mine as an example, Pinterest/KVZeric. And then you want to write a Pinterest post. So write the same concept over and over. This time you're going to be using an image, you're going to be writing a description, and in the description you actually put a link back to your site. So you want to do that and save the URL for later. Cool. Then step 10, you want to move on to SlideShare, because then you'll notice we're doing all the power sites of the internet. So this is really, there's a reason why we're doing that, and SlideShare really is one of the stronger ones. So you want to create a SlideShare account, and in your SlideShare account, you fill out the information, you get the profile link, actually get a nice little backlink in there as well, back to your slip page. So here you can see my page, slideshares.net/Google penalty recovery, and you have a link in there. And then, obviously, as you can see it's coming, you need to put a SlideShare post. So you want to get a document in there, and then the trick with the documents on SlideShare is you can't have a link on page 1 to 3 for some reason, but you can have a link on page 4 and onwards. So on page 4, you want to get a link back to your website. So once you do that, upload a presentation or something or like a document. Make sure it has at least 4 pages, and on page 4, you want to have a link back to your site. So think of this as a long article that you break up into like 4 adding to your spreadsheets. Now your spreadsheets should start growing, and you should start having a bunch of links. We're using all of these as tier 1. Alright, step number 12, you're going to be creating an issue account. I think I'm saying it right, but once again, same idea, same concept. Create a free issue account, add a link to your bio, save the account URL for later. You could also write an issue post, and you should post a document with a link inside. So post a document, and then the options that you want to take are include detectable links, so you get obviously a link, and readers could download. So readers get more access to it. Now the trick with issue is the document has to be a doc file, like a Word document. Because I've tried PDFs, I've tried different formats, and if it's not a doc file, then the link will screw up. So because I want you to get in that power link, right, you need to have uploaded in a doc format for this. So once you do that, upload it and save it to, just upload it and you'll be able to see. And you see my example and you save this to the spreadsheet again. So if ever you're lost, you're wondering how it's supposed to look, you can always look at the examples that I include on pretty much every slide. So, next step after that is going to be you want to create a subreddit. So now, a lot of people know about Reddit, like, you could, put things up and people upvote, downvote. What you could also do is you could create your own, like, mini subsection on Reddit. And it's kind of like creating a fan page on, social media, but you're basically creating your fan page or your own subreddit on Reddit. So, what you want to do is you click on create your own subreddit, and there just complete the form, and I show you on the right hand side, I completed the forms, created my own subreddit, and the great thing is you actually get a do follow link on the right hand sidebar, so booyah, right? That is what you, just right over here, you can fill out the sidebar and you get yourself a do follow link. So once we have that, it's another really powerful related tier 1 link that we're going to be using and building even more power to that. So that's really a very important step, and it takes only a few minutes to do. Section part 2, step 4 part 2, is once you have the subreddit up, you need to just populate it. So one of the best things to do is you want to add one thing called a link post. So it's a submit a new link, and you want to do that and link your site. And then you want to add 4 text posts with related content. So you could add posts that don't have links, and that's what you want to do when you're starting off, and add 4 text posts. So these could be like just questions or statements or things, or just asking people for like their input, and just add a bunch of text posts to your subreddit just to get it started, and this will form the basis for relevancy. And it'll also encourage people to visit your subreddit, maybe even join, and it'll prevent it from getting banned, obviously. So you have to add a bit, because if you just create a subreddit and then have the sidebar and nothing else there, it's not going to last very long. So this is a way of actually getting your subreddit off the ground and getting yourself a really powerful backlink. And once we start building links to this link, it's going to be even more powerful. So stay on, and we'll move to part 15. Part 15, I think this is the only optional part of the entire program, where it's create an ireport.cnn.com account, and this everyone should do. But you have to use a real person. You have to have like some legitimacy, and then once you have that, you could submit a report to CNN. So now the trick is to submit a real news report. It has to be newsworthy. It has to have something that is relevant and newsworthy, and then you can include a link back to your site and save that URL to the spreadsheet. So if you're doing some massive amounts of campaigns, in some cases this won't be possible.
Je sais qu'il y avait un client qui m'avait dit, yo, je pense que c'est pas une bonne idée de garder ta week-end.
Pretty
Et
awesome.
ça, il m'a dit, yo, il fait quand même.
As we move on,
Il y a
the
peut-être
next
un
thing you want
point,
to do
mais
is create an account on academia.edu. So this will be an edu link, which can help you a lot. So you want to register as an independent researcher on academia.edu. Once you do that, you want to set up the profile, add contacts, add a link back to your site. That's going to be like your first step, and it would be even better if I had a picture there, but I don't have one yet. But anyways, you want to make your academia profile look real so it doesn't get banned right off the bat. So an overall